Hi guys, welcome back to Pipelo versus YouTube channel where curiosity meets the code. Today our topic of discussion will be exploring different types of AI models. So let's get started. So firstly, the contents, we have introduction, importance of AI models, types of AI models, rule-based models, machine learning models. Then we have neural network, NLP, expert systems, generic algorithm, fuzzy logic systems, Bayesian network, and then we have transfer learning models, then hybrid models. So what are AI models? Mathematical algorithms trained on vast amounts of data to perform specific tasks or make prediction. Think of them as a powerful learning machines, not sentient robots. Example, image recognition, identifying faces in photos, classifying the objects in scenes. Then we have machine translation, breaking down the language barriers in real time. Then we have self-driving cars, navigating roads and making decisions like a human driver. Next, we have the importance of AI model, the efficiency and automation, repetitive task handled with undependable speed and accuracy. We have enhanced decision making, which is data driven insight, empower better choice in business and healthcare and beyond. Then we have innovation and discovery. We are unleashing possibilities for groundbreaking solution in diverse fields. Then we have personalized experience, tailoring services and products to individual needs and preferences. Next, we have types of AI models. Firstly, we have rule-based system. Then we have machine learning models, which is supervised, unsupervised, then reinforcement learning. Thirdly, we have neural networks. Then we have NLP models, expert system, generic algorithm, fuzzy logic, and ensemble methods, Bayesian networks, transfer learning models, and hybrid models. So let's go through each of them. So what are rule-based system? Rule-based system operates on a set of explicit rules that dictate how the system should have behave or make decisions. The rules are typically in the form of if-then statements where the specific condition trigger corresponding action. This structure allows the straightforward representation of knowledge and decision logic. Here's a bit more detail, which is condition if. These are criteria for circumstances that the system checks for. The condition could have involved specific inputs, events, or patterns. Then we have actions, which is then if the specified condition are met, the system performs the associated action. These actions could include making a decision, providing a response, or triggering further processes. Next, we have example rule-based thermostat control rules. If the current temperature is below 20 degrees Celsius, then increase the heating. Then we have if the current temperature is above 25 degrees, then activate air conditioning. Third one, we have if the current temperature is between 22 and 25 degrees Celsius, then maintain the current temperature setting. For example, scenario, let's say current temperature is 18 degrees Celsius. How do this executes? Firstly, we have a system evaluate the rule. The rule 1 is triggered because the temperature is below 20 degrees Celsius. The system then increases the heat to bring up the temperature to a comfortable level. This is a basic example, but it illustrates the fundamental concept of a rule-based system in more complex scenarios. Then we have the rule-based system could involve a large set of rules conditioning based on multiple factors and hierarchical rules structures to handle various situations. Rule-based systems are versatile and can be applied to different domains ranging from smart home automation to medical diagnosis and beyond. Next, we have the machine learning models. The famous three are supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So firstly, supervised learning. Supervised learning is a type of machine learning where an algorithm is trained on the labeled data consisting of input-output pairs. The primary objective is for the algorithm to learn a mapping or relationship between the input features and corresponding output labels. Then we have during the training process the algorithm adjusting its internal parameters to minimize the difference between its predictions and the true output labels in the training data. Once trained, the model can generalize its learning to make predictions or classifications on new unseen data. Then we have supervised learning is commonly used for tasks such as regression, where the goal is to predict a continuously output variable, and classification, where the goal is to assign discrete class labels into input instances. For example, for supervised learning, we'll take image classification. Firstly, we have dataset. You have labeled dataset consisting of images of cats and dogs. Each image is labeled with a corresponding class, which is cat or a dog. Then we have input features. The input features are the pixel values of the image. Each image is represented as a grid of pixel intensities. Then we have output labels. Output labels are the classes, which is cat or a dog. Then we have the training process. The supervised learning algorithm such as CNN is trained on this data set during the training, and the model learns to map the patterns in the input images to the correct output labels. Next, we have loss function. The model uses loss function example clause entropy loss to measure the difference between its predictions and the true label. The goal is to minimize this loss. Second one, we have optimization. The model's parameters are adjusted iteratively through the optimization algorithms such as gradient descent to improve its ability to correct classify images. Next, we have validation. The model is validated on separate sets of images not seen during the training to ensure it's generalized well to a new unseen data. Then we have prediction. Once trained, the supervised learning model can make prediction on new images. For instance, if you provide it with image of a cat, the model should correctly predict the class as cat. So next, being supervised, unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning is a type of machine learning where the algorithm is presented with unlabeled data and its goal is to discover patterns, relationships, or structures within the data without explicit guidance. Unlike supervised learning, there are no predefined output labels for algorithm to learn from. Instead, the algorithm explores the inherited structure and data to uncover the meaningful insights. So for the example, we are taking customer segmentation. Firstly, data set. You have to have a data set containing customer transaction data, including the information such as purchase history, frequency of purchases, and types of product bought. Secondly, we have input features. The input features are in the various characteristics of customer behavior such as amount spent, frequency of purchases, and types of products purchased. Thirdly, we have no input labels. Unlike supervised learning, there are no predefined output labels indicating customer segments. The goal is for the algorithm to discover natural groupings with the data. Then we have clustering algorithm. You can apply an unsupervised learning algorithm such as k-means clustering to identify cluster or groups of customer based on similarities in their purchasing behavior. Next, we have the number of clusters. Views can specify the number of clusters you want the algorithm to define. For example, you might decide to group customers into three segments, which is high spenders, frequency shopper, and occasional buyers. Then we have the training of the process. The algorithm iteratively assign customers to cluster and update the clusters and threads until a stable configuration is reached. Then we have cluster interpretation. After training your analysis, the cluster to understand characteristics of each segment. For instance, one cluster might represent customer who frequently purchased high value items, while other cluster might consist of customers who make small regular purchases. Next, we have business insight. The identified customer segments can be used for targeted marketing strategies. For example, marketing campaigns can be tailored to a specific needs and preferences of each customer segment. So the next type of machine learning model being reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is a type of machine learning paradigm where an agent leans learns to make decision interacting with the environment. The agent receives a feedback from form of rewards and penalties based on the action it takes, and its objective is to learn a policy or strategy that maximizes the cumulative reward over the time. Next, for example, here we have taken training an agent to play Pong. So the environment of Pong game where two paddlers move vertically on either side of the screen and the ball bounces between them. The agent is an AI player that learns to control one of the paddles. The agent's goal is to successfully hit the ball and score points against the opponent. Third, we have states. The states represents the different configuration of the game, including the positions of the paddles and the ball. Fourthly, we have action. The agent can take actions such as moving its paddle up, down, or staying in place. Next, we have the rewards. The agent receives rewards based on its performance in the game. For example, it gets positive rewards for hitting the ball and scoring points, and negative rewards for missing the ball. Then we have the learning process. The agent learns by interacting with the environment over multiple episodes, such as game. It explores different action and learns which action lead to higher rewards. Then we have policy. The agent learns a policy strategy for selecting actions in different game stats that maximizes its cumulative reward over the time. Then we have exploration and exploitation. The agent faces the challenges of exploration versus exploitation, where it needs to balance trying new actions, which is exploration, and choosing action it knows are effective, which is exploitation. Next, for example, we have Q learning and deep Q network, which is DQN. The reinforcement learning algorithm used might be Q learning or deep reinforcement learning approaches like deep Q network, which leverages neural networks to approximate the Q values, expected cumulative rewards for different state action pairs. And then we have a training iteration. Through multiple training iterations, the agent improves its policy, becoming more skilled at playing Pong by anticipating ball movements and making efficient paddle movements. Then we have the testing. After training the agent's performance, it is tested against the opponents and it should demonstrate the ability to play Pong successfully. The next type will be neural networks. Neural networks are the class of machine learning models inspired by the structure and functionality of the human brain. They consist of a network are capable of learning complex patterns and representation from the data, making them powerful tools for various tasks including classification, regression, and pattern recognition. Example, image classification with convolution neural network, which is CNN. Next, we have natural language processing, which is NLP. Natural language processing models are subsets of artificial intelligence that focuses on interaction between the computers and the human languages. These models enable computers to understand, interpret, and generate human language, facilitating the tasks such as language transaction, sentiment analysis, text summarization, and more. The example being sentiment analysis with a recurrent neural network, which is RNN. Next, we have expert system. Expert system are a type of artificial intelligence which is a model designed to emulate the decision-making abilities of a human expert in a specific domain. This system rely on a knowledge base consisting of facts, rules, heuristics, and they use inference engines to draw conclusion and make decision based on the available information. Expert systems are particularly useful for tasks that require expertise and decision making in well-defined domains. Example, medical diagnosis experts X system. Next, we have genetic algorithms. Genetic algorithms are a type of optimization algorithm inspired by the process of natural selection and genetic evolution. These algorithms are used to find approximate solution to optimize and search problems by mimicking the process of natural selection, crossover, mutation, and survival of the fittest. The genetic algorithms are practically useful for complex problems where the traditional optimization methods may be less effective. Example, traveling salesman's problem, which is TSP. Then we have fuzzy logic. Fuzzy logic is a mathematical approach that deals with uncertainty and precision in decision making. It extends classical, which is binary logic, to handle degrees of truth, allowing for more nuanced representation of uncertainty. Fuzzy logic is particularly useful in situations where information is incomplete or ambiguous and decisions are based on imprecise data. Example, fuzzy temperature control. Next, we have ensemble methods. Ensemble methods models in artificial intelligence involve combining multiple individual models to create a more robust and acute predictive model. The idea is that the collective wisdom of multiple models can often outperform a single model by compensation of the individual weaknesses and improving overall performances. And ensemble methods are commonly used in various machine learning tasks, which includes classification, regression, and anomaly detection. Example, random forest. Then we have Bayesian network. Bayesian network, also known as Bayesian belief networks or Bayes nets, are probabilistic graphical models that represent probabilistic relationship among the set of variables. These models are based on Bayesian probability theory and provide a compact and intuitive way to express and update beliefs about uncertain qualities. Bayesian networks are widely used in various fields, including machine learning, artificial intelligence, and decision support system. Example, medical diagnosis Bayesian network. Next, we have the transfer learning models. Transfer learning is a machine learning technique where the model deployed for a specific task is reused as a starting point of the model on the second task. The idea is to leverage knowledge gained while solving one problem and to apply it to different but related problems. Transfer learning can be especially benefited when the amount of label data for the target task is limited. Example will be classification with transfer learning. Next, we have hybrid models. Hybrid models are artificial intelligence refers to models that combine elements of different types of models or techniques to leverage the strengths of each component. The idea is to create more powerful and versatile system by integrating diverse approaches. The hybrid models are often used to address complex problems that may benefit from a combination of different methodologies. Example being hybrid recommender system. That's it for today. This was all the introduction to different types of AI models. If there is anything that I have left, please do comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you have learned something from this video, please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.